So, hi everybody and welcome back. This is Unreal Engine 5 tutorial series for beginners. We create a game, and while I create this game I show you the basics and new features of Unreal Engine 5. And in this video we are talking a little bit about Megascans, which comes included in Unreal Engine 5, where you can find Megascans and what this is. Let's get into it. Here on top we go to this plus sign, and here we have already integrated this Quixel Bridge icon. You click on it and Megascan opens. Very important here, a note: you need assign two Megascans with your Epic account. And the reason for that is, if you do so, let me attach this here. If you do so, you get all the assets which you can see right now here, and they are, for example, 3D assets here, this one, or 3D plants. You have here plants, or much more things here. Anyway, you can check this out later. All these assets are very high quality photogrammetry assets. Photogrammetry means they went out and made photos about real world objects, and then they put this in a software, programming software, and that created these assets, and that's why they look so incredible nice. And of course there are also materials, not only assets and so on. Important, I said, that you log in with your Unreal Engine 5 account, because then all these assets are free. If you do not log in with your Unreal Engine account or use these assets not in Unreal Engine, then you have to pay, because this is the license agreement. So that said, let's say you are at the same point where I am. And what I want to do here is show you what I use. I go here, for example, let's start at home. Then I go to the 3D assets. I go to nature. There are much more. And I choose this rockets, for example. And these rockets are familiar, right? In these examples, Ancient of the Valley, which you can download. They used many of these rockets here, you can see, and they built up the level with this. Of course, not only with that, but here there are some, and let's show a little bit more. There are also interesting other things. For example, here you can build, they have even swords now. Interesting. And they have here all the buildings and much more. This one you are going through. And the interesting thing is, there are two different ways to use them. One way is, let me show that to you too. Let's go to our rocket asset again. Go to 3D assets, to nature, and here I click on rock, and here are the sandstones. The one way is, you click on the assets here, you click on it, and then you have here on the bottom an option menu, and then you can select quality, right? And this one is probably with nanite enabled, but I think you can nanite enable on this assets later as well. Let me see what this is. Okay, you can start with low quality. This is also interesting, where if you want not go for high quality, careful on high quality. High quality means here most time 4K or 8K. 8K, absolute stunning visuals. It looks really nice, but if you have a lower PC or you don't need all-time 8K, we will talk about resolutions later, not in this video. Let's continue. So you can set here the resolutions, and then you can download. Low quality will probably download fast, the other ones too. And after you got this, then you have that on your content drawer, and you can see anyhow here anywhere, and then you can sort them. Let me open one of them up. Where's this Megascans here? 3D assets. I have 3 here, 3 assets, but I used not this method here. I used another method, and this is the second way, which is actually faster and more convenient, I think, but you have not the options there to select which resolution you want download. And what I did is I just clicked, for example, an asset which I like, and then you can just let's say which one we want here add. I demonstrated for you which I want here perhaps add to this scene. I have already the free ones which I want to show you, but let's add one more too. Perhaps. Okay, there are many to add, but I'm not okay. Let's go and add. I try to find one perhaps which is cool to add. Let's try this one. I add this one. You see what I do? I just drag and drop it here in the scene, and it is there. Okay, you can see there is a download file, but this is very fast. And then after that, you can close this one. That was already what we have to talk right now about Megascans, but there are much more, and you can explore this here a little bit more. And I close this. Let's talk how to use this asset. You can see here is the asset. I have not light in the screen, that's why we don't see the asset. So what we do is, first of all, I click here art for scale. Scale it a little bit down because my scene, you see I have here already some assets prepared, and this one is which we get right now. Let's see how this one is. It's a little bit big. Okay, let's scale it a little bit more down. I thought this one was 2. Perhaps I have just to duplicate this one and make it 2. Okay, and then you can place this asset here. This looks also not bad actually. And then we have our plane, but now I want place my character on this asset, so I get rid of this one. I align this a little bit one, and I will have a problem when I play start. And you see the problem is I fall down. This is the first problem. Let's move this here a little bit away. This one here, and so on. And I fall still down. Okay, this is okay, but what is the problem here? The problem here is this asset comes most time not with a static mesh. How we can solve that? Very easy. You go to the asset. How you find this asset is very fast. Control B. You select first the asset and then you press Control B. It jumps into the content drawer and you double click on this one and we dock this one on top. Here we scroll a little bit down, so this asset looks like this. The camera is a little bit slow. I make the camera a little bit faster. So, and what we have to do now here is just go to the collisions. Here we have different options. You can go for auto convex collision, and then you can set this one. Read this through what this is, and then you click here apply. This is one way. But you see the collision is not good, right? What I mean with not good, it's not on the surface. That's why I most time don't use this one. But in certain cases, you don't need a very precise collision, just around one, and that's it. So how I can get rid of the collision, you go here, go to remove collision and set this one. There are other predefined collisions, for example this one. That looks here a little bit even worse because you see the distance with the surface is even more. And this collision, what does this collision? The collision does, when your character collides with this green line, it will not go, it will be blocked, something like that. And if it's not on the surface, it will be blocked already here on top. That's not good. Let I demonstrate you what this is. Let's save this with this bad collision, and what happens is I will float here on top, and let's see if this is true. So let's go here and I go a little bit with my character in front and I press play, and you see I'm floating now. Okay, it's not, it's a visual illusion here that I'm not floating, but Let me click this one more time and press F. First of all, let's do two things. The camera is a little bit too much in front. Let's zoom it a little bit out, and you can press F8, and F8 means you switch to camera mode. Yes, and you see I'm floating, and the reason for that is bad collision, right? And that we want change. So you can press then F8 again, and we are back, and then we can close this one. So, and how we fix this? Very easy. We go to collisions again. We remove this collision because this is too bad. You go, there are two ways, but what I do now is, if it's not work, I show you one more other way. You go here direct to collision without selecting anything. So what you do is find collision folder, or even better, let's write. We know already that we want go to collision, so let's write collision. And then we jump to the collision tab. And here in the collision tab, we go down to collision complexity. And that's very important. And this one is also important, collision preset. Block all means it will try to block all. That's nice, but read this through too, what this means, because you have here more options. We will talk about collision later more, but right now it's important, this collision complexity, which means project default is set, but we want use complex collision as simple. And when I click on this, you can see it builds a collision and it's on the surface. Absolute that we need. And then we just save that, and that was it. You can click this away, and now let's do this one more, and you see the character drops down. I press again F8 so I can see it a little bit more, and nice. And here is also a very nice feature what you see in Unreal Engine 5 that I have to say here too. Do you see the feeds? They are actually accurate. In Unreal Engine 4 or in many games you can see they are not accurate. What I mean with accurate is, if here is the collision, for example, the first step, the other feed would be here, the other food, feed, the other feed would be here on top, and it's floating most time. And this is the new system, which means it calculates the difference here with the surface, and then the animation is adapted to the surface. That's fantastic, because that's crazy good. Perhaps there are other places where you still have to tweak a little bit, and so I want to show you this fast too, because this is interesting. And for that one, I show you this other asset here. This one is just, I play here just around a little bit. Let's move them around. Let's get this one here. Here's a bigger one, and I play here. And here it works also nice. You see it adapts to the, let's press F8 to watch it a little bit more, to the surface. That's nice, but here I found already a place which is a little bit, yeah, not all time perfect. So there are still the places which is hard to get. And this is, if the surface, for example, here we have a stone, right? And when I place now the character here on this one, let me do this. Let's see what we get here. Not there. Yeah, something like here, somewhere. Here, let me go here a bit up, and let me press here. You can see, what I mean here. This still works, but here's also a little bit flying already. And that I mean normally it's flying, but this one, there is a problem here. It's no chance to adapt this because this one is too high, and this one would deform, and it says then no, this one works not that. And yeah, little tweaks you have still to do, but the nice thing is, in general, if there is not a very big height difference, the feet are adjusting, and that's nice. So let's go on with our creation. You can see the thing what I just wanted in this one is you can do a lot. You can get oops, this was the wrong one. You can do a lot of things. I think I don't need them. Or let's go rid of this one. And what I have selected here also, there's one more. This not. What was that? Is this cool? You see this fast? It was not a good thing. Yeah, that was the one which we had here. That was actually not bad. Could use that one too. I think this is not even bad. I wanted to use this one. That was the other one, but actually, let's see. Let's see which is better. This was the old one which I used. A little bit smaller only, I would say. That's only the thing. Yeah, but this is also okay. And this one we can use the new one for a deco in the background, something like that. And you can style here like crazy, and even without knowing much, just placing around the actors here and there, and you can create here anything what you like. I think I talked here again too much, and I will stop this one here, and then we continue in the next video a little bit, probably with a lightning little bit, because you see we have here lightning problems. But this one looks also very nice actually. So just randomly made, and perhaps we can color or something like that, or we go for coding. Let's see. See you in the next. Bye. Oops. I talked again on the wrong place, right?